is? It's a Polaroid.
If you need more penicillin, I'll get it for you.
All right, boys. What's all the tumult?
The camera's been stolen.
They're having a little problem with the stolen goods report of yours.
What, they couldn't read my typing?
They couldn't read it because they didn't receive it.
I must have sent them the carbon paper.
What an original mistake.
Little Chicago, what's that?
Big place in field somewhere, just like Macy's, except everything there's stolen from gimbals.
Hey, buddy, I'm looking for a special kind of camera.
You mean Polaroid. You lucky. This brand new. Come in last week.
Corporal, are you aware this camera's been stolen?
Yeah, sure. I just found it and bought it.
All right, step out of the Jeep, soldier.
Down to my bones. I know that boy did not swipe the camera.
Relax. Klinger's off the hook.
Oh, by the way, when you see Klinger, give him a message for me. Tell him the heat is on. CID is investigating stolen goods, so this bad time to sell anything in Little Chicago. Okay, I get those drinks now.
Not for me. I've just gone back to work.
Court-martial?
They'll slap you with a dishonorable discharge, which means no vet benefits, plus a civilian criminal record dogging you for the rest of your life.
What I don't understand is, even if I did it, which I didn't, why are they making such a big deal over one lousy camera?
Well, they figure big crime rings behind all these thefts, and they hope you lead them to the bigger sharks in the pond.
Wonderful.
Son, I'm sorry to have to tell you this. The Army says if you can name some names, they'd be willing to call the whole thing off.
Colonel, the only way I could name names is if I was a crook, which I'm not. I wish I was. Then I could rat on my buddies and get off.
Well, don't go and get yourself fitted for a ball and chain yet. You've still got your day in court, and you've got the truth on your side.
With all due respect, sir, at this point, I'd rather have an unimpeachable paid-off witness.
You got more important things to worry about, like getting yourself a defense counsel.
My Uncle Harry's the best whiplash man in Toledo, but he's tied up right now. Could we put this off for 10 years to life?
Well, don't worry about getting a real lawyer. In these parts, the Army only uses officers. One for your side, one for their side. You can even pick your own if you have somebody in mind.
I can't represent you. We're both witnesses for the prosecution.
Didn't Colonel Potter tell you that?
Sure he did, but picture this. If one of the state's two-star witnesses suddenly defends me to the hilt, then the whole case would be exposed as an ugly fabrication of sham.
I think that's what's known as a conflict of interest.
Oh, sure. They got rules for everything. What are they paying you to torpedo me?
They subpoenaed us.
Klinger, why are you trusting your future to the hands of a man whose sole legal knowledge is the age of consent in all 48 states?
That's what makes him the perfect choice. He can talk anybody into anything. Just ask 2/3 of the nursing staff.
Klinger, you're missing the point. A court-martial board is not going to be swayed by the carnal cliches of a third-rate Lothario. What you need for your defense is a man who will bring to it an air of dignity and stature.
Yeah, but where are we going to get somebody like that?
We're going to get me.
You?
Charles Emerson Winchester, defender of the downtrodden.
Charles, you do all the trodding. That's how they got down.
Why the sudden interest in Klinger's welfare?
Yeah. You don't even like me. You're always calling me those long four-letter words.
I will defend you because I am the officer most qualified to do so.
Finally! Someone who thinks I'm innocent.
I didn't say that. Your guilt or innocence doesn't concern me in the least. What concerns me is winning.
Sounds like a lawyer to me.
Now, this is serious business. What makes you so sure you can win?
Why not? After all, what is an attorney but a graduate student who couldn't get into medical school?
Gee, somehow being defended by a guy who hates my guts makes me nervous.
A good lawyer is not swayed by disaffection for one's guts. It'd be a rare opportunity. The litigious excitement, the thrust and parry of a verbal joust with a worthy opponent.
I didn't understand a word he said. What a perfect lawyer.
Don't do it, Klinger.
Let I-Corps assign somebody.
Oh, sure. Some apathetic clock puncher who doesn't care whether he wins or loses. Let me defend you, Klinger, and I assure you, you won't regret it. It'll be the most rational decision you've made since you renounced women's wear. Consider, Klinger, the first syllable of Winchester is win.
Okay, Major, you got yourself a client.
Major, tell the court, if you would, please, what you know of the defendant's character.
All right. Maxwell Klinger is a rare individual. Not only is he honest and trustworthy, a font of loyalty.
Honor, would you instruct the witness to stop tittering and answer the question?
Please answer the question, Margaret. Major.
I'm trying to help, but this isn't easy. He is also the cement that binds our unit. Binds our unit!
If I might render an opinion from the bench, continued hysterics from the witness might tend to undermine her credibility.
Major, you may step down and continue all the way to out. We don't need her.
And she's one of the friendly witnesses.
I would like to call to the stand one Father Francis Mulcahy. Thank you, Father. Father, would you tell the court in your own sacred words your assessment of my client's character?
I'd be delighted. I think the following anecdote capsulizes the essence of the man.
Please proceed and speak up.
Recently, I find myself in need of some new Bibles for my Sunday school class.
Ixnay, Father.
Klinger, this is no time for modesty. Please proceed, Father.
The old ones were all tattered. Now, where was I going to find 18 new Bibles, and at a price we could afford?
Where, indeed.
Well, sir, I confided my dilemma to Klinger, and somehow, like a miracle, the next week, 18 brand new Bibles turned up. I don't know how he convinced the Seoul Plaza Hotel to make that generous donation.
That's a wonderful story, Father, but I don't think I can base the case on the stickiness of my client's fingers.
Sticky fingers? You mean hot Bibles?
Hey, Hawk, what kept you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got wrapped up in that symphony on Charles's tape recorder.
Oh, yeah?
I completely lost track of time.
Isn't that thing fantastic? The resonance, the clarity. When was the last time you heard the 1812 overture sound so lifelike?
Not since 1812. I'm gonna get you on a slow boat to China.
Hey, Hawk, knock off the noise, will you?
Oh, yeah? Why should... Oh, I know. You're just jealous because I'm in great voice tonight.
Oh, I'll show you what great voice you're in. I'll record it on Charles' tape recorder and make you listen to it. How could he afford such an expensive tape recorder?
Are you kidding? Money means nothing to Charles. He's the only American who landed at Incheon with traveler's checks.
I'll bet you Charles paid more than $200 for that tape recorder, and I'm talking American dollars.
Oh,
not
listen.
this.
I was in Seoul. I saw a used one. I'm sorry. For $250. $250.
I'm telling you, this business is giving me a headache.
I think we've made an important medical discovery. If you act drunk long enough, you get a real hangover. I need a wet compress and a dry martini.
Later, we got hooks to bait. I am so glad he keeps his key in here now. I hated going through his socks.
Oh, I hope this guy makes his move soon.
He's made it.
What?
The tape recorder's gone.
Oh, terrific. We're off baiting the hook, and the fish comes in here and picks the lock. Evening, Charles.
Hi, Charles.
Man, Honecker, get off my footlocker.
So how you doing? Tell him.
You tell him. You take a punch better.
Oh, okay. Charles, there's something very important I have to tell you.
Yes, Honecker?
But no one can tell it quite the way Hawkeye can.
Oh. Charles.
Yes, Pierce.
Somebody came. I think somebody took your tape recorder.
What are you babbling about?
Your tape recorder.
It's not in your footlocker.
It isn't. How do you know that?
Well, I'm sitting on it, and I can tell.
Honecker, you do indeed possess hindsight. The tape recorder is not in the footlocker.
No.
It is with Klinger. I want him to commit his testimony to memory.
When are you going to get your tape recorder back under lock and key where nobody can get at it?
Tomorrow.
Ah. Yeah.
Why this sudden interest in my tape recorder?
Charles, haven't you heard? The place is crawling with thieves.
These thieves don't crawl very fast.
I don't understand it. 3 days and no takers.
So where's Klinger?
I don't know. You don't think he went AWOL, do you?
Nah. How far can a man run on rubber legs?
Why would he want to run away? Man has all the confidence in the world in me.
Please don't take me, sir. I don't want to go.
Klinger, I thought you had more smarts. Under the beds in post-op is the first place we had a look.
There you are, my cowering little criminal.
Major, I've given this an awful lot of thought. I've decided to stand up like a man at the court-martial and beg for postponement.
Perish the thought. Postponements are for losers.
Perfect.
Come on, Max. How big a case can they have against you when their star witnesses are two of your closest friends?
After I get finished testifying for you, they're going to award you a good conduct medal.
On top of that, Winchester's got my deposition, and I put in a couple of hundred good words for you.
That's great, sir, but I still wish you could be there in distinguished person.
Sorry, son, but some of us have to stay behind in case we have to put out the welcome stretcher.
Good luck, Klinger. You are the cement that binds our unit together.
Now she gets it right.
Goodbye, Klinger. My prayers are with you.
I appreciate that, Father, especially after the 18 Bibles.
Oh, forget about that, son. Your heart was in the right place, even if your hands weren't.
You know, with this kind of support, maybe I just might beat this rap.
To a veritable pulp, Max. I shall personally see to it.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get this show on the road.
Good luck, Klinger.
Stand what? At ease, take a seat.
Just look at him, my worthy teenage opponent. Where is the challenge?
I'm surprised he doesn't have training wheels for his briefcase.
You're as good as cleared, Max. I could whip him with one deposition tied behind my back.
The Special Court-Martial of the United States Army versus Corporal Maxwell Q. Klinger is now in session. The defendant is charged with one count, grand theft. We will now entertain opening statements by counsel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the court, my worthy opponent, I shall be brief. I intend to prove to this august tribunal that my client is totally innocent of the malicious and unfounded charges which have been brought against him. And though my learned colleague, with his months of experience, undoubtedly believes otherwise, I shall hold the Army accountable for the vindictive manner in which it is persecuting and prosecuting this innocent man.
Psst. Over here, sir.
I mean, of course, this innocent man, sir.
That's interestingly stated, Major Winchester, but you're out of order.
Out of order? I don't understand.
It's not your turn. The prosecution speaks first.
Of course he does.
Boy, these guys are real sticklers.
Yeah.
Colonel, I finally found that rectal thermometer invoice. Klinger had it filed under business equipment.
Thank you, Major.
In a couple of days, I'll have this cockeyed system all straightened out.
Don't uncockeye that system, Major. Otherwise, when Klinger gets back, he won't know how to misplace the stuff properly so he can find it later.
What if he doesn't come back, sir?
Knock off that kind of talk, Major Houlihan.
I'm sorry, Colonel.
We've got to keep positive thoughts here. Now, how you doing, Padre?
Actually, I'm quite enjoying the job, Colonel. Temporary though it may be. I only wish I had a machine like this for my own personal use.
Well, talk to Klinger when he gets back. Probably plenty more where he hustled this one from. Damn, I wish I could be there in person to vouch for his character.
Now then, Captain Pierce, this shouldn't take long. For the record, I have here a statement declaring that the camera which was found in the defendant's possession was the same camera that you reported stolen. Is this your signature?
Rather mundane opening ploy.
Yes, but when I signed that,
Thank you, Captain. You've answered the question. And does this statement not also acknowledge that Corporal Klinger failed to file a stolen goods report when asked to do so by his commanding officer?
Yes, but he filed it as soon as we found out
As soon
the
as you
reason
and Captain Honeycutt discovered his so-called oversight and left him no choice.
Objection. The prosecution is clearly trying to lead the witness.
Mr. President, although the prosecution has subpoenaed him, Captain Pierce is a friend of the defendant. He has continually expressed a reluctance to testify against him. Clearly, he is a hostile witness, and Pursuant to the Uniform Code of Military Justice, I believe that it is my right to employ a greater latitude in questioning him.
Captain Rollins, you have certainly done your homework.
How appropriate for a schoolboy.
Objection overruled. Proceed, Captain Rollins.
Just, what?
Major, sit down.
Now then, Captain Pierce, where were you when the camera was stolen?
I was in surgery in the OR, and so might I add was Corporal...
Confine your answers to the questions, Captain, please. Now then, where was Corporal Klinger?
As I was about to say, Corporal Klinger was in the OR, helping out as he always does.
I see, helping out.
Yes.
Would that include such things as leaving the OR to go for penicillin?
Well, yes, but that was, if I may say so, a compassionate and heroic function.
And just how long did he take to perform this compassionate and heroic function?
Well, I don't know. I was busy with a patient. I wasn't watching the clock, but it certainly wasn't long.
Well, long enough for Klinger to get to your tent, take the camera, stash it away, and return.
No, not as long as that.
How do you know that? Did you not just tell this court that you were busy with a patient and not watching the clock?
Well, those were my words, but that's not what I said.
That's short, Captain Pierce, you don't know how long Corporal Klinger was out of the OR.
Objection. The question is irrelevant and immaterial, and I'm sure a few other things. I fail to see how this damning testimony establishes my client's guilt or innocence.
Well, you're the only one, Major. Overruled. Captain, answer the question. I might remind you that you're still under oath.
I don't know how long Klinger was gone, but the supply room
Thank
is
you.
very...
Your witness, Major. I have no further questions.
Say not. In your opinion, Captain Pierce, would Klinger take your camera?
No.
Objection.
Sustained.
Colonel, you have to eat. Depriving yourself of food isn't going to help Klinger.
Next, Major, you're going to tell me to make all gone.
Everyone shows their anxiety in different ways, Colonel, but to shun the necessities of life...
It's not the anxiety, it's the pimento loaf.
They're back.
Well, what happened?
Klinger's only hope is to get a recess long enough to go to law school.
My deposition ought to help. Did they get to it yet?
They did, and it was very nice, Colonel. But the prosecuting attorney also had depositions from 3 I-Corps supply clerks, the accounts payable department at a Tokyo dress manufacturer.
Please, enough.
And I wasn't much help either.
Attention all personnel. In honor of the return of Captains Pierce and Honeycutt, we're having a big Meet the Wounded party in OR.
Great. 2 bloodbaths in 1 day.
How then do you explain that when the arresting MPs returned with you to that exact spot, not 30 minutes later, there was no trace of this little Chicago?
Well, he must have packed up and left.
Oh, come on now, Corporal. Isn't this obviously a case of res ipsa loquitur?
Racial Pepsi-Cola?
I must object strenuously.
On what grounds?
Because... have it in a minute.
Major, we don't have all day. What is your objection?
Understand. Unum pillulae acidus salicylicus trace in diem post sebum.
Forgive my ignorance, Mr. President, but that's a term I'm not familiar with.
Oh, don't know.
Well, I am. Major, I want you to explain to this court exactly what that means.
Aspirin 3 times a day.
Easy on the section, or we'll turn him inside out.
Look, shrapnel.
Yes, he's sure got his minimum daily requirement of iron.
Forceps. Damn it, hurry up.
Poor boy's been here before, hasn't he, Doctor?
Unfortunately, too many of them come back for seconds.
Here are those towels you asked for, Major William.
Thanks, Father. Goldman, get these towels distributed.
The point is, gentlemen, that my client is totally innocent of all the charges against him. Of that, there can be no question. But if you, in your wisdom, do not agree, think of me. My expenditure of time and effort has been staggering. And what of my credibility? 3 generations of Winchesters have never lost an argument, much less a trial. If you send this man to the stockade, it will be an injustice, albeit a minor one. But the damage to my reputation will be a tragedy of epic proportions. With that, I leave you to your collective consciences to deliberate my fate and his. The defense rests.
Please, sir. Will you handle my appeal?
Retractor, Margaret. Any more of these fellows come back, we'll have to start fitting them with zippers. Leave it there, Margaret. I've got a bleeder.
Father, I can use you again. Oh, yes, Major. Tell him we're gonna need more blood in here, and then give Dr. Pierce a hand.
Hey, what are you doing?
Beautiful.
Keep snarling. You've got a real future in pictures.
And after careful deliberation, we, the members of the Special Court Martial, find you, the accused, Corporal Maxwell Q. Klinger, serial number 328.
Sorry to interrupt, Colonel Drake, but we'd be sorrier if we didn't.
What is going on here?
Only a little ex post facto, habeas corpus, flagrante delicto, delightful and lovely.
Captain, you are interrupting a United States Army court-martial, and you better have a good explanation.
We have a terrific
You'll really
explanation.
like our explanation.
I think you're doing. Have you no regard for the sanctity of these proceedings?
I'm proceeding right to the stockade. Let him talk.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can. You're fired.
Will you get to the point?
Talk is cheap, especially when one picture is worth 1,000 words. The missing piece to the puzzle was provided by Captain Rollins during his inspired third degree.
You see, he pointed out that Klinger wasn't in the OR when the camera was stolen, and we realized that all the thefts took place when we were in surgery.
So when we got back to camp, we staged a phony OR.
Light-fingered Louie here thought everyone was in surgery. Captain Pierce and I put Major Winchester's tape recorder on display.
You what?
While we lurked in the shadows, our model thief came by to have his picture taken.
I think he looks better with the cuffs on, don't you?
Corporal, I was about to find you guilty, but in the light of this new evidence, I think that your friends here have helped us avert a serious miscarriage of justice. Case is dismissed.
I beat the rap.
There you are, Max. I told you I'd get you off.
Klinger, come on. Well, feel it.
Guys, I can't just take your camera.
You paid for it.
And we think it's appropriate that the new owner takes the picture.
Yeah. All right, all right. All right, everybody. Now get in there and scrunch together a little more.
Somebody get my oils. I can paint this cluster with less fuss.
Sorry to interrupt you, folks, but do you know where I could find Father Francis Mulcahy?
I'm Father Mulcahy.
Yes, Father, I'd like to ask you a few questions. It's about some stolen Bibles, 18 to be exact.
Why?
Don't say another word, Father. Let your counselor handle this.